day 3.
Please welcome our first team representing China, Wu Di, Wang Aron, Tai Regal, Yu Zihaodi, Zhang Zhizhen, and Zhu Lin. And their opponents for tonight, representing Canada, Kayla Cross, Cleve Harper, Ariana Arsenault, Alexis Galano, Victoria Mboko, and Captain Felix Aliassim. And now, if you are able, please be upstanding for the national anthems of China and Canada.
Well, the anthems are being played, and that is that inspiring moment for any player as they come out to play for their country. Todd Woodbridge here alongside of Casey Delacroix for this first women's singles here in this tie. Good evening to you, Casey, and this one is set to be a very good clash. We're looking forward to it.
Evening, Todd, and to all of you at home. I certainly am looking forward to this tie, and particularly this first match against with Mboko. It's our first look at this extremely, incredibly talented young woman who's had an incredible year up against someone who's already had a match here, Zhu Lin, playing some great tennis as well. So this will be our first taste of what we are going to get to know about Mboko and see Zhu Lin again out on court.
Well, that is Zhang, who has played some fantastic tennis yesterday, and it's all about recovery today. He's got to take on that man on screen, Felix Aliassim. And that, of course, is the second match in this tie. But it's the first time Team Canada have hit the court here on Rod Laver Arena, so they've been here for multiple days now and are well acclimatized. But so looking forward to seeing Victoria out on court. She was one of the breakout stories in women's tennis in 2025. Started the year outside of the top 300 and then finished the year inside of the top 20. That's an extraordinary run. There was always talk about her talent, but the way that she just went about it and the match wins that she had were just phenomenal. But she's taking on somebody with plenty of experience today. And her opponent, Lin Zhu, is already comfortable out here on this arena, having played singles yesterday. Lost that match to Elise Mertens, but then played phenomenally well to help Team China beat Belgium in the mixed doubles. Let's listen in here.
So ladies, at the end of the coin toss, please stay with you facing that way for a couple of photos. Couple of reminders. Serve clocks at the side banners. You can see the coin toss 0, and at the back of the on a back wall, right? Towel racks. Do you see the ladies sitting there in a corner? And gentlemen, so they can bring you towels, or you put them in a basket and then do it yourself, right? But either those two or you have those two, okay? TV changeovers, electronic line calling is live, system calls all the lines, you can ask for replay. And we are using VR. Only hindrance you have to stop when it happens, the rest we can see at the end of the point, all right? I think that's about it. If you need anything or something's wrong, let me know. Any questions? No? Sure, you want to ask Julien if she wants Mark or if she wants AO? Huh? AO. Go for it.
Oh.
Again.
You ask it, no, it's still going. Will it end? Will it be AO or will it be Mark Edmondson who's on the other side of the court? It is Mark Edmondson. I haven't seen a coin toss like that for some time. Well, a little ripper there, one of our Hot Shots kids who is about to get his photo taken.
Oh,
He's too good, isn't he?
That is adorable. That's what it's about, isn't it? How awesome for him.
Of course, Mark Edmondson, the last Australian to win the AO 50 years ago. He is celebrating this year that anniversary. He was here last night to actually toss the coin himself in the women's singles between Australia. Okay, let's take a look at the profiles here. Lin Zhu is 31 years of age and has had some very good victories to her name, Casey.
Yeah, very experienced, has been as high as number 31 in the world. As you said, never too old in tennis anymore, at the ripe old age of 31, but has won one WTA singles title at Hologic in 2023 and has reached a couple of other finals. Very experienced and really has a great game that's had good longevity in both singles and doubles and on tour, and she really showed us yesterday why she has been such a quality player for many years on tour.
And then her opponent today, still a teenager, 19 years of age, and currently with a career high ranking of 18. That's how she finished last year, and what a year it was. 2 titles to her name. At the end of the year, WTA 250 in Hong Kong, but it was in Montreal where she got a wild card in her own country and went on to win the tournament, defeated Naomi Osaka in that final, but also beat the world number 2 Coco Gauff along the way. Phenomenal.
3 minutes.
Well, as players take their warm-up here, it gives us an opportunity to talk to the man himself, the playing captain, Felix Auger-Aliassime. He is courtside. Felix, lovely to be able to chat. Todd Woodbridge up in the commentary box. Now, you've taken on double duty. Tell us about the idea of you being the playing captain.
Hey, Todd. Good evening. No, thanks for having me. I mean, my thoughts first are with Gabby Dabrowski, who was supposed to be here. She unfortunately got hurt 2 days before, flying here. So I had to step in and be playing captain, as I did last year. But yeah, we were looking forward to have Gabby, here playing doubles and being captain as well. She's been a great force for our country, double scored and her whole career, winning medals also at the Olympics with her. So it would have been nice to have her here, but here I am as an alternate.
And Felix, Casey Delacroix alongside Todd tonight. Great to see. I guess it's our first taste of a look of Victoria Mboko, just such a talent. Pretty much her first time down under, first Australian kind of season. What are we expecting to see from her tonight?
It's special because, players usually the first time they come down under, maybe they're playing the qualifying or they're unseeded in an event. She's had a breakthrough year, and her first time coming to Australia as a pro, she's seeded, she's got expectations. But for me, it's great to see, because for our country, it's great. For tennis in Canada, it's amazing to have both on the men and women's side, great talent, great players, and she's got a bright future for sure. She's got all the tools in the game, but what I love the most about her is the mentality. I was really impressed last year with her mentality. She refuses to give up, refuses to lose, and she has really a lot of grit, probably even more than I did at 18, 19, so I give her a lot of credit for that.
Well, she's got a good mentor with you, there's no doubt about that, because you now have that experience of being where she was and hitting the heights and then having to deal with dropping in ranking and then coming back and having such a brilliant season last year. How are you set moving into 2026? Is everything been in good order? Did you get a break? And, of course, tell us about the first match-up tonight against Zhang.
Yeah, well, I got a short break. That's the challenge of tennis, of course. I mean, you try to tick all the boxes, but I was really pushing to make Turin last year. But that you also have the Australian Open around the corner that you're trying to get ready for as well. But I'm doing my best. I was able to, reset, recover from the little, injuries that you might be, pushing back throughout the season. So I was able to recover. I feel good now. I feel ready to go. I've had a good practice week here. And, Zizan has got the best of me a couple years ago in Marseille. So it's kind of a revenge for me. I'm feeling obviously better about my game than I did then. But it's a great challenge. He's really got a complete game. Like the ground strokes, he hits them clean, flat, through the court. He's got a great serve as well. So we're both going to have to be super disciplined on our service games, I feel like. Well,
we're looking forward to your match, but also the one that is just about to complete the warm-up. Thank you, Felix. I really appreciate the time that you've given us tonight. A great little chat, and we'll let you get back into the captain's job.
All right.
Good on you.
Have a good evening.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you.
Felix.
It's fantastic to be able to get that bit of access, isn't it? And what a great young man he is.
Yeah, such great insight into both him and also who we're about to see, Victoria Mboko. And as he mentioned, most players, when they come down under, they get a little bit of a taster around playing perhaps qualifying or some lower level events. But for Victoria Mboko, she comes down under for the first time as the world number 18. So big and high hopes for her tonight and for the whole Australian summer.
Well, we're all set. Players are done with the warm-up.
Set.
Victoria has the balls and ready to go.
Representing Team Canada, Victoria Mboko to serve. Ready. Play. Love.
I thought that was a really fascinating chat with Felix just there, where he was talking about Victoria and the year that she had last year, and reading some articles about her before tonight, and her just sort of having to come to terms with that rise up the rankings. And kind of having to understand that she is now one of the most talked about athletes in women's sport. And dealing with that, because you have all these dreams, and for it to happen so quickly, that cannot be easy to deal with, Casey.
her trajectory has been nothing short of phenomenal in regards to the speed of it. She is now, as you said, at the top echelon of the women's game, and that's why this year it will be interesting for her to see how she settles in. She won WTA Newcomer of the Year. She has played at that ITF level, but this is a whole different ball game for her now in 2026 at such a young age of only 19.
Just misses.
And I think the thing, Todd, and we've probably seen this as she's already facing her first break point, is the fact that when you are a player like her at such a young age, it's so important to put the right people around you, the right team to really guide you through these years.
Well, she's been working with Natalie Torzier, former Wimbledon finalist and a class player from France. And they're working on trying to find a second coach, if you like, too, to be able to manage when Natalie can't be there. Disciplined on the break point, Casey.
So good, so disciplined, so played with such big margins, and it's certainly been a very, very big weapon for Mboko. Speaks to some of the statistics prior to this that I was going to mention. Was under pressure on hardcourt in 2025. Breakpoint save down the bottom, one just saved then. Number 7 in the top 50, but the one above it was on the returner serve conversion, second in the world's top 50, only behind Coco Gauff. So in big moments, at big times, she has been very solid.
Just a little bit of nervous tension.
China.
Second chance for an early break here. Well, we're getting an early taste here of the power of Victoria Mboko.
Yes.
She's pretty happy with that one. Another break point saved. Played with, again, very good discipline, waiting for this one. You can see how balanced she is at contact, getting that ball nicely at hip height, out in front, and then just crunches it cross court.
Talk about crunch. We saw a bit of that in the mixed doubles yesterday from Julien.
She played fantastically well. And that's the challenge for Mboko today, is the fact she's playing someone that has been out on this court for a long time, played singles, and then went out and played the mixed as well. She is timing the ball well. She's dialed in, as you can see with that return.
Yes. Advantage Team Canada.
Well, that didn't miss by much. But enough to give Mboko a first game point.
Yes.
Could be in for a long night at this rate. 7-8 minutes this opening game has already taken. But you can understand that for Victoria Mboko. First match of the season, first time out here playing on Ken Rosewall Arena. She would have practiced here, but there's a different nerve to it when you're playing that first match. Different feel, you have to gather all that info.
And also the added element of playing at the United Cup, playing for your country. I mean, with your country colours on your back, you're certainly out there playing for yourself, but you're playing often for something bigger as well.
And there is the break. Zhu Lin eventually gets it. And a good start for Team China.
First game.
Well, it's one of those situations with Zhu Lin, 31 years of age. Her ranking at the moment just 168, but she has been as high as 31. She's got one WTA title to her name, but look, she's got a couple of pretty impressive wins over top 10 players, Casey. She beat Mira Andreeva towards the end of last season. Ningbo has got a win over Caroline Garcia back in 2023, and Maria Sakkari also in Grand Slam action at the Australian Open. So she's very comfortable in this type of environment.
Certainly is, and is dialed in and seeing the ball very good at the moment. And one thing that she does like is that ball at hip height. She likes it coming in with pace, so it may be that Mboko has to mix things up a little bit, try and get it out of up above shoulder height of Zhu, because yes, when Zhu is moving laterally across the back of the court, as you've seen in many of these rallies, she's going to hold her own against Mboko, even though I would say Mboko is the one that's a little bit more aggressive, a bit more power-orientated player.
Zhu Lin to serve.
Well, I saw a good drone shot, a bird's eye view of Ken Rosewall Arena in that change of ends there, and you could see how many people were waiting outside to come on in. Quite a few managed to slip in the upper section here of the stadium in that changeover, but the others have not been let into the lower bowl area right behind the court, and there's some of those fans that I'm talking about.
It is such an incredible stadium, isn't it, Todd? It's the atmosphere throughout the sessions have been fantastic, and particularly Team China. They had a huge amount of support yesterday.
They certainly did, yeah, and I think you'll find that once we get them all in after this first change of ends, it's going to be very similar. Already it's just got a hint, this match, of you can tell that Zhu Lin's been out here. She played yesterday. She's got a bit of confidence, and you can tell that it's Victoria's first match. It just takes a little more time. And this happens every week, in fact. You know, every time you're at a new venue, new surface, the ball's a little different, the air's a little heavier, or could be quicker, whichever it might be.
Flight. Second serve.
Lot to play for Team China. Of course, if they win tonight, they will go through to the quarterfinals. Will defeat Canada. It's a long way to go tonight, but having had one against Team Belgium yesterday, it definitely puts them in a good position. So a lot to play for, and Zhu Lin has been a big part of that in yesterday's tie.
Too many unforced errors just at this point, so Zhu consolidates the break of serve.
Team China leads 2 games to 0.
Well, it's quite some story for Victoria Mboko. Born in Charlotte, North Carolina, back in August 26, 2006. Her parents, Cyprian and Godi, had moved there from the Democratic Republic of Congo. They didn't stay down there too long. They actually moved to Toronto when she was just 2 months old, and they made that their home.
Certainly makes you feel old when she was born in 2006.
15.
Beautiful backhand here inside the court. Plays with plenty of shape and margin, taking that one down the line. That'll help her confidence, as will that ace, first one of the match.
30, 15.
Saw a little bit of frustration after she made a few unforced errors in that previous game, so a good response here from Mboko.
But I think she reminds me already. It's the first time I've got to watch her live. I've obviously watched her on the box before, but she reminds me a lot of Maya Joint of Australia. She's 32 in the world, of course.
Similar age.
Yeah, similar age, but they've just got this fearlessness about them and the way that they go about it and they play. Another chance here for a double break. Good start for Zhu.
30,
It's kind of
14.
It's a matchup of youth versus experience, and momentum and fearless shot making versus consistency and counter punching between the exact style of these two. And it's just that fearlessness at the moment that is putting Mboko into a little bit of trouble till she finds her strike zone. There's too many unforced errors. And there's another one. So not the start that we're expecting from the world number 18, Zhu Lin. Team China, they have the lead, 3-love.
Team China leads 3 games to 0.
Well, all of these teams have been in Sydney for some time now. Most of them here 3 to 4 days ahead of the tournament getting underway, trying to acclimatise, taking in some of this. And it's fantastic. Well, that's what the situation is now. You can see there the top left where the weather has passed through Sydney here this afternoon. And talk us through these standings here of Group B.
Well, you can see there, we've been talking about the tie win that Team China had yesterday against Team Belgium. 2 matches to 1, 4 sets apiece, but you can see just in that graphic there how crucial every point pretty much is, because every point revolves around a game, to a set, to a match, and then it all adds up.
Yeah, sets are crucial. You know, if you can win something in straight sets, or if you do lose, you can get a set in that, then you can really get your percentages in favour, because a reminder that every team that comes through and wins their group, obviously through the quarters, but then you have the next best 2 in terms of that win-loss average. So Zhu Lin with a double break of serve in this opening set, serving at 3-love. Well, we've been rabbiting on up here in the commentary box, Casey, and just quietly sitting courtside, just taking it all in.
Todd said he forgot. He forgot about you down there, Andrea. That's what actually happened.
Thank you, Todd, for this.
Good defensive skills from the Canadian. So, Andrea, you've seen sitting down there, and it's not the start that we expected. What have you noticed?
Yeah, you know, actually, Victoria Mboko is not playing terribly. Yes, there are a few unforced errors, but they come after longer rallies. But she does play the same speed, quite flat, quite fast, and that's what Zhu Lin loves. She is really in full focus, and we saw what she can do yesterday when she has confidence and trusts her ground strokes. And just a little bit of frustration from the youngster here, from Victoria Mboko. She's trying to breathe her way through it now, getting some calming words from her team. It is her debut here, and it tells.
Team China leads 4 games to 0.
Oozing confidence, and this is what a win of any kind can do to you. Yesterday in the mixed doubles, she was all out of sorts early on in the first set. She had been drilled by a ball from Zizou Bergs. It hit her at net, and it seemed to rattle her, but then she settled and then just played fabulous. And she actually earned herself the new nickname as the Great Wall of China. She was so good in the massive points that were coming at the end of the second set tiebreak and in the match tiebreak in the third. She was just brilliant, and you can just see that win has done so much for her confidence.
Well, safe to say the Great Wall of China has returned today, because she has been that. And
15.
Andrea noticed it, and I said it earlier, you do get this sense that Mboko needs to find ways to rattle Zhu Lin's rhythm a little bit, whether that's throwing a few loopier ones in, maybe dropping some short, because she, across the back of the court now, is well and truly dialed in. And I think Mboko needs to probably acknowledge at this point that she's now going to be in for a bit of a tussle. It's going to be a bit of a fight, this match. Feels a little bit external at the moment, just forcing things a little bit at the moment for Mboko. And that can become a very big mental battle too.
Right play, just overplays it.
40-15.
So game points have been few and far between for Team Canada. At last though, on the scoreboard, that'll be a relief for Victoria Mboko, but it is Team China ahead 4-1.
Team Canada leads. 4 games to 1.
Ready for that. You make the return, and then you play from too far behind the line. That's it. You want to play flat from too far, so it doesn't hurt her. Remember, she loves to play hit level. So at times you throw a ball a little bit with more shape, and then you look to play flat. Hey, you know it's a fight. She's good. She plays fucking good.
I feel like I could be at least winning the rest. I don't know. I feel like I'm losing a lot of control on my shots. I don't really feel like
because you don't commit fully to your shot. It's one shot at a time. You're just overthinking, okay, what do I need to do after that shot? No, stay a bit longer in the shot. Hey, stay with her in the rally. You're fine. You stay with her in the rally. You stay cross as much as you can. You have an opportunity to step in. You step in. Like after the serve, you decide to take charge. If you take charge, you're good. You're going to have chances on the service game. She's not making aces. She doesn't serve that well. You're always there. So you build up the point, you stay. All good. C'est already much better. You're good. En ton temps pour les points. C'est OK d'aller à ta serviette. Allez.
Time.
Well, that was a thrill to listen into there because some good information being given by the coach to Victoria Mboko, and a lot of it of what you just said, Casey.
Yeah, I think it's very clear the type of ball that Zhu Lin likes to receive. So Mboko needs to find ways to get it out of the strike zone. So I would, very good coaching from my perspective, just to give Mboko that information to just remember to mix it up, throw in a bit of variety, try and get her off her A game, which she is at the moment. And that doesn't mean you don't have to be aggressive. It means that you can throw up that loopier one and then look to move in on that next ball, but still play with aggression. Just make sure you get that shape on the ball, get some spin.
Well, she was trying to do that. Petko, I know that you're trying to get in there to say something. Over to you.
I just wanted to say that I think the coach of Victoria Mboko has demanded to have Casey Delacroix in his ear so he can just give on her brilliant analysis. But this was a prime example of what you just talked about, Casey. There were a few lupia balls in there, and yes, she missed that last backhand, but it was a good building of the point for her, for Mboko.
13-15.
Yeah, no, Petko and I, and even you probably, Todd, over the years, it's so easy to sometimes just get sucked into almost playing that type of, where you're just going back and forth cross court. You have to force yourself to find different ways, as you said, to build the point, construct the point.
Out. 30.
Well, the forehand is just a little bit of an issue for Mboko here this evening. The backhand is technically nice and sound. The forehand has, tonight at least, the look that it's catching a little late. When she does that, she hits the ball almost inside out. She doesn't get the racket below the ball to give and impart topspin, and that's been a problem here.
Yes.
Yeah, and Todd, you're absolutely right. I called the entire Montreal tournament that Victoria ended up winning, and it was always the forehand that tended to break down in big moments. So if a player can nail her there and keep her there with good depth, that's where some unforced errors can fly off the racket.
It seems to me on the forehand side, as we see another beautiful forehand winner from Zhu Lin. With Mboko, she almost needs that extra little bit of time on the ball to set up on that forehand side, because if she doesn't, then she's definitely in an awkward or uncomfortable position to not get behind the ball balanced.
She's playing some sensational tennis, apologises, but the reality is that she set up a beautifully constructed point, and Zhu's got a 5-1 lead in the opening set.
I thought you were going to say the reality, she's not sorry.
No, well, actually, you're right. I think I'd agree with that also. Well, that's something when you talk about constructing points. Victoria's so aggressive and gets the ball into the corners well with weight of shot. And I think she's got to look like there. You see she comes forward. She doesn't look all that comfortable coming in. The drive volley, and you got to keep going in after that, but she's backpedaling. She didn't have to play it. But I'd love to see her take advantage and build pressure by coming forward a little bit after so many good shots that you could actually use as an approach shot. She just sees it as waiting for the next ball to hit into the other corner. This is a better service game. And seals it with an ace. So starting to settle, but it is Team China that have the lead. 5-2 first set.
Team China leads 5-2.
And I suppose, Andrea, when you had that opportunity to watch in Montreal, you're now watching courtside here in the new year, and there's so much more for Victoria to deal with as she starts this season.
Yeah, a lot more expectation, although already in Montreal after a few rounds, the stadium was packed. I had never been in a stadium that was that loud when Victoria Mboko won any kind of point, particularly when she started beating one top 10 player after the other. But it is a different thing once you had your breakthrough. Other players have scouted you. They know the point. You could really tell in Montreal, people hadn't figured out that the forehand is the weaker side yet. So they were just playing it, looking for what's going, trying to figure Victoria out while they were playing it. Now everyone is a lot better prepared, and the sophomore year is never easy on tour for any player, no matter how big the talent is.
Yeah, that follow-up is tough.
Yeah, and I think for my joint, very similar. You mentioned the comparisons. I feel like it's a very similar situation for players like her. I don't know how hard the grind is on tour, backing up your results, keeping your game sustainable through the whole year.
Time.
Well, it's day 3 of the United Cup, and Team China are back out on court after a victory yesterday against Team Belgium. If they can win here, they win their group and will be through to the quarterfinals. They'll have a couple of days off before that, but I'm sure Team Canada have got something to say about that early stages still. But for Zhu Lin, she has picked up where she left off late yesterday afternoon. And that was with some very good form. So she's serving here for the set at 5-2.
Love it. Fifteen. So 15.
Well, that's right about now where we talked about this last night in the men's match. The patterns of play haven't settled in, and for Mboko at the moment, it's just sort of ball hitting. It's not got a, I need to get it into this part of the court, need to build. Andrea's used that word, building the points. She's not willing to do that at this moment. That's just 3 very makeable returns. Sort of, I would call those unforced errors, even though that's off the first serve. And that one there brings up 2 set points for Zhu Lin and Team China. And there's one more, and Team China take the opening set. 6 games to 2 in just 36 minutes.
6 games to 2.
Okay, now here's the issue for they're playing team captain Felix Auger-Aliassime. He's got to get out of there now, and he's got to start to get ready, because a set down, he's got some work to do. And of course he's going to leave that to the coach that we heard chatting away before. But how good was that set from Zhu Lin?
That was high quality from Zhu Lin. It was consistent, it was disciplined, she played with good depth, she played with good margin. Thoroughly deserving winner of that first set. Just what she was able to produce and reproduce, and really just made Mboko feel uncomfortable, knowing she hasn't played a match, just kept putting balls back in the court, plus also did hit some great winners throughout this first set, but she was really just solid throughout.
Yeah, the ball striking off the forehand from Zhu Lin was very good, and then off the forehand from Mboko, as we saw there, the errors were flowing. Yeah, you just felt even from the first game there was a little bit of tension, and that tension comes from nerves for Mboko. First time playing, I guess you could call it as a pro in Australia, you know, in terms of maybe there was some juniors, but not at this level. So everything's new. There's just so many things to keep learning for the 19-year-old.
And I think now the challenge for Mboko is to acknowledge that this match is going to be a tussle. She's going to have to, it's not going to come off her racket easy. First match of the season, it's very rare to come out feeling like you're just crunching returns. Everything's probably feeling like it was when she won the title in Montreal or the title in Hong Kong after that. It's going to be a battle this match, and she's going to have to find her form.
Yeah, I like the word grind.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
going to be a grind.
That's what she's going to have to do. If she's going to have to work hard, she's going to play extra balls in court, she's going to have to move Julien around.
Team Canada 2-7.
We'll see whether that is possible. Serving second set.
Lock it.
Well, courtside, Andrea Pekovic, just wondering whether you're observing what that player zone was like on that changeover for Victoria, because she's still come out with the same attitude here, it would seem.
15-30.
Well, she has mentioned a few times on those change events that she cannot feel the ball. She's not feeling the ball, and I'm just wondering, it is still quite hot, quite toasty here, which it wasn't in the last few days when she was practicing. And that can happen to players, particularly players who are still so young and inexperienced, that maybe she hasn't adjusted her strings, the tension on her strings. Maybe she's just confused by the temperature being a bit higher, the ball flying on her. But she has mentioned that she's not feeling it quite yet.
High expectation to think that perhaps you would feel the ball as you would want in the first set of the first match of the season.
Yeah, or the first match of a week.
Yeah.
You know, that's everyone's adjusting, but her opponent, of course, is not, because she's been there yesterday. That's an important hold from up 30 down. That will help a lot.
How many times have we all hit the practice court, walked off, gone, oh, wow, we're feeling great, hitting the ball fantastically well, and then you get out there in a match and potentially doesn't feel as good.
It happened a lot when I got older.
So always
She should ask us how to handle it, because we never feel the ball nowadays.
Very true, Andrea.
Well, it does look like, when you watch her, that she's a great athlete. She moves very well. She's got a terrific modern backhand with the open stance into the corners, covers the court well. So she has that ability to lock down and just, you know, again, I'll use that word, grind, make a few extra balls and see whether Julien can keep control of the pace that she wants to play at, because at some point she'll come off her level also.
Lot 15.
And you got to wait. I mean, that second serve was slow, and you're going to get opportunities if the first serve percentage drops on Chinese player, because You can then start to dictate that point from there, but you've got to be aware that that's what you're looking for. See what she does here.
Love 30.
That one catches the back edge of the line. This is a nice little sequence of points for Mboko. 6 on the trot now. So momentum changing quite quickly in this early stage of this set. And the Canadian coach up on his feet saying exactly what you need to do.
Just saw the extra pop on that last ball there and how much more Zhu was on stretch, above shoulder height, forced the error.
So one of the 3 break points saved. But still, even though she didn't win that point, Mboko, that's the type of thing she needs to do. That was just millimetres out and willing to work hard. A physical point, that's what needs to be on repeat. And she gets the break.
Team Canada.
Yeah, fantastic work there from Mboko, as you mentioned, Todd. A couple of areas, but not by much. And then that last point just nailed the depth of shot. She was able to push Zhu Lin off the back of the court more. Zhu Lin then tried to kind of reset the point, but forced an error. So a very, very high quality return came, and a great response physically and externally with some fist pumps and getting some of that perhaps frustration out through positive energy. Following it up with a great serve +1, which is such a big strength in her game. Being able to pop the serve, place the serve, and look for that +1.
Now there you go. It's taken a while to put the puzzle together, but it's now looking good. That was the high floater one that takes Zhu out of court, and then there was the room for that. That was impressive, wasn't it?
Yeah, stays nice and balanced, gets it at hip height. Yeah, much better energy now from Mboko, looking towards her team zone, and great footwork there. We know she is such a phenomenal athlete. It was the small adjustment steps there, though, that allowed her that space on that forehand side then.
Seeing Tukakian as the coach there. He does dual work with Natalie Torzier, who we mentioned earlier. So they do different weeks of the year. Pretty good team. And she's turning it around nicely. Here is Victoria Mboko. Team Canada ahead 3-love in set number 2.
Team Canada leads 3 games to love.
Keep having this mindset to play a little bit more loopy, push her back, she plays a little bit higher, you have the short one, you commit. You are in a tough position, off position, you stay cross, one more. And then you just take away those 3 mistakes and you're up 3-love. You're up 3-love because you take away those 3 mistakes. You're not playing amazing, you play the right game that we need for today. That's it. Period. So again, you know she's going to serve mostly to your forehand, so be ready for that. You make the return down the middle, you build up the point, I'm off position, I make a play. You did an amazing job at 15-love, she pushed you out wide, you went high loopy, and you build up the point again. That's excellent, Vicky. That's tennis. You don't need more than that. You don't need more than that. Very good. And again, we do not look ahead. 1 point at a time. I commit to my shot. I'm defending. I play high loopy. I have a chance to step in. I step in. Tennis. Très bien ce que tu fais. Continue.
Well, there are times when we listen in and it's mind-boggling what the coaches say, but that was excellent coaching.
Oh, 10 out of 10. That is absolutely superb and direct, clear, concise, perfect coaching.
Well, this is Group B. China taking on Canada. China already with 1 victory, having defeated the 3rd member of Group B, Belgium, yesterday. Zhu trailing love 3, set number 2, after having taken the first. Well, Andrea, I'm sure you were listening into the words of Maxime in that changeover. Now it's whether the 19-year-old Vicky Mboko can actually just stay true to what they were talking about.
And that's why this United Cup is so important. You worked on things in the off-season, and now you have your coach next to you who can remind you of the things that you worked on rather than being on your own in a tournament.
Out. 15. Out. 15, 13. 15-14.
Well, listening to Kakian had said in that changeover, if you are in that backhand corner and you're pressed, go back cross, get flight on the ball. She's implementing everything that they talked about. So the clarity, you know, the nerves are gone and the clarity's now in the head, and you can see why she's, you know, one of those players that we talk about.
And you know, the best piece of advice that he actually gave, I thought as well, Todd, was when he said this is just tennis, and he knows that she's not feeling the best, but he was so calm in his delivery about the fact that, okay, let's acknowledge maybe you're not feeling the best, but today this is the type of tennis we need. And I loved that.
Yes.
Becomes a really important game for Zhu to hang on to if she can here. 4-love's a long way back, but 3-1 is still quite close, obviously, and you halt the momentum that Mboko has developed here. Nice work on serve.
Advantage, Team China. Yes.
Well, here we see the athleticism, and this wasn't a bad drop shot. She's behind the baseline, but just gets there with ease.
Oh, I love this point so much. Again, just that commitment to stay cross-court and get some shape on the ball and some depth, and then waits for this one where she had a little bit more time, still had to execute and went close to the line, but it was definitely the right option to take that one down the line.
Third break point in this game. That's a 4-love lead. What a turnaround, and quick.
Team Canada leads 4-0.
Well, we've got Andrea Petkovic courtside, and you're in the play pod there with Noelle van Lottem, who looks after women's tennis in Canada. Over to you, Andrea.
Yes, I am with Noelle here, and you have followed Victoria's path very closely, have helped develop her. What have you made of the match so far?
Yeah, I mean, she got a little bit nervous in the beginning. You know, it's rushing. It's the first time here for her, and playing immediately. And yeah, she's making a lot of mistakes in the beginning. And Zhu was playing really good tennis from the start. Didn't miss too much, and now she's just making a little bit more balls. She's working the point a little bit more, playing more heavier, and you know, and that changes. It starts to shift a little bit in our direction.
In your direction, yeah. She's playing really well now in the second set. Do you think that heaviness, particularly on your forehand, is what makes her play so well? Because I watched Montreal, and that's what she did so well. That change of rhythm, right?
And the thing is sometimes she wants to play really, really big, and then when she goes into the situation where she's playing too flat. That's actually not, you know, that she can play flat whenever she starts building up first the point, playing heavy shoulder height, and then stepping in.
Last question before I let you focus on the match. if this goes to a third set, which it looks like it will, what do you think she needs to do to win it?
Keep on going the way she's doing now. Mix up the serve a little bit more.
Okay.
You know, and just be feisty, because I mean, if she's just being work the point, then it will be her match, I think.
Thank you, Noelle.
Noelle van Lottem is a name, if you've been following tennis for many years, that you'll remember. Tour player herself, along with her brother John, both in the world's top 100. It's taken on a very different look, this match now, hasn't it, with Mboko going up 4-love, but also the ability to be in the rally now and controlling the rally, and got the patience, finding the ball, striking, and now you can see Zhu being pushed back off the baseline quite deep. And if she's that far in the court, hard for her to hit through the court. Well, she finds a way to get up and inside the baseline quickly in that rally.
30-14.
She jumps off that ball when it comes off the length, just too short from Mboko. And it's a break. Team China still in this. 4-1 though. Team Canada lead in the second set.
4 games to 1.
Well, that was an important game to just stay in this second set and not let it get away entirely in such quick fashion. Great crowds here, and of course Sydney, known for all of its activities, whether you're out at the tennis, but there's so many cultural activities to be a part of with families and friends. Street food, I know that you and your three get into this, your 3 kids, that is, you and Amanda, Casey. But when the visitors come from overseas, including the players, they love to get out to Taronga Zoo and see some of the Australian native wildlife. And, you know, if you're playing well, you can just prance around like that majestic emu.
The spectators doing the bongo.
I was just talking about emus. Have you ever seen emus in the wild?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it's just not far out of Melbourne, Hall's Gap. You can drive out there, and there they are. It's quite just roaming free. It's quite amazing. Well, Jilin coming out to serve, an important break. She was down 2 of them. She gets 1 back there. As pretty fancy bongo cam going on there, Case.
Yeah, they got some rhythm in this crowd. It is important that was an important game for Zhu Lin, just to stay with Mboko and continue to ask the question. We know the type of level that Zhu can play. The question mark was always, could she sustain that level for the length of this match? And we've definitely seen through periods that it's wavered as Mboko's level has improved as well, and consistency.
15.
And another missed forehand return from Mboko. It's been very recognisable that that's where the serve is going. The coach of Mboko's mentioned it many times, be ready for that forehand return, just needing to find the, even through hard through the middle part of the court. Not give away too many unforced errors. There's another one.
4-2.
One of the points of the match thus far.
Team Canada leads.
Fantastic
4 games
from
to 2.
Lin. This is a great view to watch it from. The cameramen are sitting, but you can see the crowd also getting right behind Lin at this point. But you can see the ball's coming in again at a nice pace, at hip height. Lin, that's when she is at her best.
She's starting to find that spirit too, but starting to work the court a lot better. Serve out wide gives you the space in the open court, and then plenty of time to really drill what is very obviously her best shot, the backhand into that corner. And although it was just defensively keeping the ball in the court, that one got above shoulder height on Zhu, and what does it do? It brings an unforced error.
Let's pass it.
Cleans up the game with an ace, and Team Canada a game away from levelling this first singles match at a set or 5-2 second set.
Team Canada leads 5 games to 2.
At a pretty quick pace, these two, just an hour and 6 minutes, and we're almost on one set apiece.
Be careful on the return. You start to listen in again here because she's not so fast. You have time to prepare, and when you hit your shot, so keep holding the ground. The only way you want to do is push forward. The very last return you did at 40-15 when you smack the shell out of it, you actually stay there and you push forward. So if you decide that, that's fine. But you have to commit forward. And again, during the point, curl it off, put extra shape into it. It's very good. Very good stuff. You know your stuff because you know what to do. Keep staying discipline. If you one more cross, it's very good. 15-30, next point, keep your focus on it, and you make your work. Again, she doesn't make any winners. She stays with you, but she doesn't make winners. And when she tries to go for winners, she starts to make some mistakes. So if you keep staying tough, always one more shot. Great, let's go.
Well, it's been such a meteoric rise for the 19-year-old from Canada, Victoria Mboko. You just look back at 2025 and she didn't get her first WTA win until Miami. After the Australian summer and that hard-court swing in the United States. It was just incredible from there what she was able to do.
Hey, it's all about margin, huh? Come on.
Just you forget how much learning she's still taking on at this point in both age and her tennising career. Oh, nice from Zhu. You know, you've got to put in place how well she does play with momentum. And when you look back at last year, Casey, she opened 2025 with a 22-match winning streak. She won 4 consecutive ITF titles, and she didn't drop a set during that run. Now, you get her on a run in a match like this tonight, she gets some momentum. You've got to worry if you're up the other end.
Same thing in Montreal when you're right. She's a good front runner and a confident player. I do wonder though, like the following year, post what she's been able to achieve, there's definitely, you've got to probably acknowledge there will be, you know, hurdles along the way throughout the year. But yes, a very, very good front runner, and when she gets on a roll, that youthness, the youth and fearlessness is pretty unstoppable. Be nice to have a bit of that again.
You're talking about yourself there?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would love to have a little bit of, yes, youthfulness and fearlessness.
Sometimes, Andrea, it's better to not know some of these things, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree. I think in the first stage of a career is great when you just don't know what's on the other side of success and failure. And then the last stage is also great because you have the experience to deal with it all. It's the second stage that's kind of challenging.
Here is a first set point for Team Canada. Much better return, safe. Getting the ball up high to Zhu on that forehand. Draws another error. They're starting to flow a little bit for the Chinese player. No, too good. Sensational point. Levels the match for Team Canada.
Team Canada, 6-2. 1-0. New balls, please.
Oh, now we're talking. That was the best point of this match thus far. just the variety in what she produced off the forehand, the slice, not panicking when Zhu moved forward, the passing shot. She, at that point, had it all. And that, if she can produce that time and time again, well, that is exceptional tennis.
Well, let's take a look at the stats from that second set. And it was an early turnaround. The momentum switched very quickly in those first couple of games.
It certainly did, and you can see there a very high percentage of points won behind the first serve for Mboko. But it was the unforced error count that I think was key, and it all came down to the really direct and clear, concise coaching, just being able to tell Mboko to limit the unforced errors, play with some more shape, play a different type of tennis that perhaps sometimes when you're feeling fantastic, you want to play. And with the limited unforced error count and the ability to work the point more, she was able to do a great job there in that second set.
Andre, one of the things that impressed me there is that not always is a player able to take on information and then deliver it as well as Victoria did in that second set.
Yeah, I agree 100%, and I do think that's a sign for a talent that is very unique in our sport. So young, 19 years old, only a teenager who is able to process information and execute it within a matter of what, 10, 20, 30 minutes? That is incredible to witness. Much more experienced players need longer time to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Totally.
You certainly see that where you can give info to a player and then it can throw them. Some players just don't like it, but you can see she's an absorber of information and wants it, and it really showed in that set.
And it's certainly the benefit of these type of competitions, isn't it? Had she not been in this environment, but she's got the ability to have that information firsthand.
And I think you're so right about that, the observer part talk, because I spoke to her yesterday and she said, she's been watching Felix Auger-Aliassime very closely, trying to observe his patterns and routines and rituals and try to learn from a top 5 player. So it comes into play this type of competition that you are able to do that as such a young player.
You can see the team area, Team China, Julien just off court for the moment, so it gives me an opportunity to pose another question to you, Andre. I called Felix at the opening there when we had a chat to him. He's a mentor. She is somebody that can really look up to and get that information from, because he's the playing captain here. He's coming out on court next, but Felix has had a very similar rise. He was the youngest player to achieve a huge ranking to Leighton Hewitt. It was as a teenager. He went into that top 10 area. Then he fell out. He really struggled and then had to find a way. And it must be incredible to have somebody you can look up to like him.
Well, and he told me that she texted him before the United Cup and asked him whether he thought it would be a good idea for her to play United Cup, and he encouraged her to do so. And now we are the lucky ones, being able to watch all of that transpire here.
Well, they've had great success in team sport over the last 5 or 6 years. Canada, Davis Cup champions, and although given a wild card to get back into the competition that year, but that's another discussion for another day.
Team Canada to serve.
So here we are, third and final set, and Mboko to serve for Team Canada.
Taylor. Taylor.
Starting to find some free points on serve now is Mboko. Oh, there's another ace. And when you look at the service motion, it's solid. but at 19, you know that she's physically going to keep developing, keep getting stronger, and that serve's only going to get better.
Yeah, I think she's got great preparation on her serve. The backswing's very, very compact. I think too much going on. Forward swing contact point is really technically sound.
She's starting to give us the full repertoire as the confidence builds for Mboko.
First game, final set.
So there you can see when she starts to get confidence, that's when the other elements come in, a bit of touch and a bit of feel. And I think Noelle van Lotten on the right of screen there said when chatting to Andrea that she was just that bit nervous to start things off, and that was to be expected. And this is our worm. Now, I heard you discussing this yesterday, Casey. Talk us through it.
I like the worm. This is set one. You can see the points won in that first set, and just the momentum changes throughout that first set. Just gives a little bit of a graphic and a visual of the momentum throughout the set, perhaps where there's been longer games. You can see where the breaker serve happened there at 4-love.
Well, it shows you very clearly the run of points, consecutive points that Mboko was able to deliver on several occasions throughout that set. And that's what Julien has to really halt here in this final set if she's going to come through for Team China.
Yeah, she's really off and flying now, isn't she, Mboko? Just definitely mixing things up, bringing Zhu forward, and got this one in a really awkward position for Zhu to play.
So 3 break points to get an early break.
Aggressive on the return, sees Zhu at full stretch, so then initiates the forward movement.
Breaks to love.
Isn't that a sight for sore eyes? Have you ever seen an ice hockey jersey in Australia?
What's that?
One of the spectators.
No.
There
we
and
go.
far between. There we go.
Yeah. Do you know what that is, Australia?
I would not have picked that up.
Now, we're very good at field hockey, not necessarily ice hockey, Petco.
I know, you're so good at all sports, so we have to rub in the winter kind, you know? Although you have a few Olympic...
We have a few chances
in
we do.
moguls and aerials in the upcoming winter games, that's for sure. Takara Anthony is the defending Olympic champion. And of course, in the moguls and having a good season already in the lead up to the games in February.
I reckon I was about 25 5 before I even saw snow, before I'd even set my eyes on anything colder than 20 degrees, Andrea.
It's been a while since we've actually seen a winner off the racket of Zhu. She hasn't been able to get the time or the ball in the sweet spot that she likes. And we heard the coach, Maxime, say a little earlier, right around hip height, that's where she likes it. And that was where she was able to get that strike. And when she does, she is dangerous.
So good. Just the ability to adjust in this point. It was a great return from Zhu, backing up that after that brilliant winner before. But it was this moment here where she just takes her time, doesn't panic, and just nicely pops it over the head of Zhu. Such great composure.
40-30.
And as she's got more confident, the rhythm's come in the serve and the speed starting to get better as well. That one at 178, the fastest first serve of the day for Mboko. We're seeing it all now from the 19-year-old, and Canada are all over this third set. 3-love.
Team Canada leads 3 games to 0.
There you go for all the young boys and girls at home. Practice your slice.
Well, didn't that have a bit of zip on it, that one? Let's have another look at it here. She's really just changing it up beautifully now. The defensive forehand keeps the ball down low, so Zhu can't do anything fancy with it. And then here it comes here, Casey.
Oh, she just really gets and cuts underneath the ball, and good body momentum. Just really moves off the court. You'd like that one, Todd?
Oh, I love it. The only one I owned.
No, it's not true. A few volleys. There are a few there. If
I could get into the net quick enough.
It has been fantastic, hasn't it, to see after that first set the repertoire that we have come to see from Mboko, seeing it here on Kem Rosewell Arena. The defensive skills in the last 15 minutes as well have been fantastic to watch.
Well, what you'd like to see in a young player is that they have an ability to find a way to win a match, work their way through it. Sometimes young players come out and they're brilliant, they're great ball strikers, and they are fearless. We've used that word today. But if it's not going well, it takes them a couple of years to really settle in on tour. But we're already seeing why 2025 was such a breakout for Victoria Mboko. After dropping the first set and really all over the place, she has settled and taken control here. Zhu serving, and it's a must-hold service game for Team China. Love 3. We talked a lot about Victoria. What about the other end of the court, Andrea?
I'm still very impressed with Zhu Lin. And just remember, yesterday she went on a streak where she was down 2-6, 2-6, 0-5, singles and doubles combined. And now she's able to put on a great performance today. Yes, it hasn't looked as good in the last couple of sets, but she was injured for a long time. We still see the sleeve on her right elbow was out for over 6 months, just a year ago or so. And I think she's playing brilliantly. I do think now that Mboko has seemingly found her rhythm and her stride and confidence, that Zhu might have to risk a little bit more. You said it before, Todd, we haven't seen winners in a while from Zhu Lin's racket, and I think she just needs to up the pace.
Well, we're talking about up the pace. How about that forehand? But it's a very different forehand when Mboko's got time. You said that earlier, Casey. This, you can see she got time to prep, and when that's there, she can go either direction with it.
Yeah, I think the key, I mean, for all of us in every shot is feet, but I think particularly for Mboko, when she gets her feet in a great position on that forehand side, she's set there. It's when she's a little bit not quite balanced so much on that forehand side and then rush that she really battles.
There's a battle here, second serve and a break point for the double break.
Yes.
Oh, that's the way.
Advantage Team Canada.
Well, proving that when she's got time and the confidence is flowing, that she is willing to come forward. We didn't really see that in the first set.
Probably this has been a good match in terms of the level that Zhu's brought is fantastic, but she's also allowed almost Mboko to. She's just given her a nice ball to play into this match as well.
Team Canada.
Yeah, agree with that. Now it's a double break for love.
You know, sometimes when you're perhaps not feeling the ball as well, when you're playing a bigger hitter that doesn't give you much rhythm, then it's actually quite difficult to feel like you can find your game. Whereas for Mboko, she has had that ability because she knows what type of ball is going to come back from the other end of the court with Zhu. So she's had the ability to be able to build points, construct points, and therefore find her game well and truly in cruise control now.
Love it.
Andre, go through out on a limb here a little bit. I want you to give me a prediction of what you see ranking-wise for Mboko this season.
Oh, I think she will end up in the top 10 at the end of the year. That's my guess. Maybe lower end of the top 10, and then hopefully moving up the ranks even further. 9, I would say, 9 or 10.
Okay,
is my prediction.
I can probably. I'm going to back you up there, Petko, and just with you can see there the average first serve speed today. She is hitting them at 176 kilometres an hour, well above the top 100 average.
Yeah, the top 100 average at 162. And that one now the fastest of the night at 179. So she's delivering right on cue for our stats as well.
Game team
Seals that one with a pair of aces. And the inevitable is not far away, it would seem. Team Canada, 5-love. Third and final set.
Canada leads 5 games to love.
Stay down. See yourself to enjoy more and more because you're playing the right way again. You're playing the right way. Again, we take care of the return. Keep making the return. Keep having the shape of the foreign side, stay cross, and as soon as you can take it on. Great. Again, the drive volley was the right play, excellent. But even before the drive volley, you stay to the backhand side, then you went again with the backhand, and then you move forward. Excellent. Nothing much to say. Good job with the towers as well, to take more time in between. Very good. That's how to manage. Very good.
Come on!
All right, players coming back out. Zhu Lin trying to make an impressive comeback. It would be one for the books if she can. She's down love 5, but the men, Zhang and Auger Aliassime, warming up ahead of what's coming up next here on Ken Rosewell Arena. What a year it was for Felix. Finish of the year at number 5. He had some big results at big tournaments, including a semi-final at the US Open. But, as he mentioned, the last time that he played Zhang, it was the Chinese man who was the victor. But for now, Zhu trying to stay in this match at love 5 in the third set.
Love 15.
Oh, gee, I really love that point. The off-backhand return is a difficult one, but if you can play it like that and you get your opponent on the defense immediately, gee, you can do some damage. And we're witnessing why there was such a rise in the rankings last year from outside of 300 to inside the top 20 for this young Canadian. No answers in the last 45, 50 minutes for Zhu Lin. After taking the opening set, which was a bit error-ridden from Mboko, she has found her rhythm and has 2 match points. What a way to win it.
So much, Team Canada.
Victoria Mboko. Welcome to the United Cup. Team Canada have the victory. And what an impressive way to finish it off. And the final 2 sets showcasing the talent of the teenage sensation.
Such a mature performance from someone only 19 years of age. At the back end of that match, wow, did we see not only some incredible ground strokes from the back of the court, but we saw that defense, we saw some slice, we saw her moving forward, we saw the full repertoire. So very exciting times for Mboko and also for Team Canada here at the United Cup.
Yeah, well, when you watch her play like that, you know you've got a top tenor in terms of Felix Auger-Aliassime about to come out. They're real contenders for the title, no doubt. But it's been a good couple of days for Zhu Lin after injury. Coming back, she's ranked outside the world's top 100 at the moment, 168, but you can see that she's going to rise. But when you talk about rise, well, that was rising to the occasion after a wobbly start, bit of a nervous start to the season. She's finished perfectly. And why don't we listen in, because Victoria is down with Andrea Petkovic.
Well, she just ran off to say hi to the Chinese team. That's very, very fair of her.
All right, that wasn't what was planned. Obviously, she's taken up. That's inexperience of youth from Victoria, not knowing the way that we work here in broadcast, but she's making her way back to Andrea right now. And she's loving the moment. She's soaking it all up. She's enjoying it, Andrea, and she's back with you now.
Victoria is back with me now. What a performance, what a comeback. And you still had the energy to run over to Team China and congratulate them for a great performance. What did you make of your match today?
Yeah, well, it wasn't easy, you know, and I want to thank for everyone who came to support today. I know most of you are cheering for Team China, but you brought so much energy to this match, so I just want to thank everyone who came, especially all the Canadians who came to support as well. I didn't know there was going to be so many, so your support means so much to our team and to me, so it was an unbelievable match, and it's a great start to the year.
It is a great start to the year. You mentioned your team, you mentioned the audience. How much does it help you to have your team there when you're going down a set?
Oh, well, it's so important, you know, having everyone behind me and supporting me. We're all super close, and we have a great team bonding together, so it's so important, and that's something you'd never find in a normal tournament, so I'm really happy to have had that this day.
What do you think changed in the second and third set?
You know, I mean, it happens a lot where you can lose the first set, but it's great in tennis that you have 2 out of 3 sets and you can redeem yourself, so I use that as a ability to regroup and just focus on the next set. I didn't want to look too far ahead and just focus point by point.
Well, you have to look a little bit ahead because your playing captain is about to come out, Felix Auger-Aliassime. How will you have enough energy to support him now going forth?
I'll always have enough energy to support, you know, it's different, but I'm so excited to watch Felix play, and it's gonna be so pumped, and I'm really excited.
And we are excited to have watched you play. Great job, Victoria Mboko, everybody, only 19 years old.
Of course, she's still got energy. Had a great moment at the Labour Cup last year. We're doing an interview with Carlos Alcaraz, and I said to him, I said, you're always smiling, you're always happy, and you know, you bring great energy to your team. I said, how do you manage to do that? And he says, I'm only 22. And you go, oh yeah, forget how young these guys are and what they're doing and the pressure that they're under. But they're doing what they love, and they're lucky to be able to do it. And you can see how much Victoria Mboko is enjoying her rise.
And didn't she speak beautifully then as well for only, again, 19? I know we've reinforced that plenty, but she spoke so well, so in tune with what happened throughout the match, being able to articulate that as well post-match. And, yeah, well, these young kids, they could go all day, couldn't they?
Certainly can. And that was a great win, and she explained perfectly in her interview how it all came about, what she was able to do, what the scoring system allows you to do, as we take a look at that match summary.
Yeah, you can see there with the winners, the match was well and truly on the racket of Mboko. A fair few more unforced errors, plenty of them coming in that first set, but we saw her move forward very successfully 5 out of 5 times throughout that match. And I think all in all, it was really today for Mboko. She just steadied. She mentioned how important it was to have her coach and her team there to get her through this one, because it wasn't easy at times. So I think all in all, she would be very, very happy to have found a way through that match, potentially when she wasn't feeling her best in that first set, but she certainly should be very happy with how she felt prior to that match finishing.
Well, she's put Team Canada in the perfect position. They are 1-love, and we'll take a short break here at Ken Rosewall Arena, and when we come back, it will be the men's singles. Auger Aliassime to take on Zhang. It is Team Canada against Team China.